בביאת המשיח, אני מאמין, אני מאמין. Friday Hanukkah. We are in the third night of Hanukkah, third night, entering into the third day of Hanukkah, which means that we connect to the third sinner flow that will be receiving from, which is number 3. So this year mainly hanging out with the Nesiche, the Shmona Nesiche Adam, which is as we spoke about, that it's higher than the midas, it's higher than my feelings, it's higher than me processing my my lack or my flow. But this one is going into a deeper space. And when we enter in the deeper space, as we know that when there is a lack of expression, that means that there is you're upgrading because you don't know the language yet. So that's why you're feeling a bit out of flow, and you're feeling a bit drag, and you're feeling out of alignment, out of that. You're not embraced. You're not part of something. You're feeling a little bit left behind. And that is when we're in the space of the Shmona Nesicha Adam. We're entering in a space that is higher than my feelings, in a space that I am taking charge of my own. I'm taking charge of my own outcome, my own space, my own expression. So we have Hanukkah is a time of Allah Samidas, which means that we're elevating our attributes, we're elevating our our feelings, my stuckness. I'm stuck because of whatever it is, but Hanukkah, because we are dealing with the Nesicha Adam, we're dealing with a place of number 8. We're dealing with the Makav, and we're going to explain that shortly. Therefore, it's an opportunity to rise above. An opportunity doesn't mean that it's an opportunity. If you do it, then you did it. If you don't, you didn't. Opportunity means that's what's happening right now. It's an opportune time. So regardless of wherever we are, but the problem is that just like the fly that's you trap in a cup and it goes up and down 10 times, and then you remove the cover and it doesn't go above the top, because the lid, because it's already trained, it's already pre-programmed, as they can't rewrite its own subconscious. So too we are programmed and limited as to how far we can go. How far, the only difference between the people that are working with wild animals and us is because they were born and raised with it, so they carry a vibration of zero failure and 100% certainty. And when you're operating from that space, then the doors just open up. It's all there. Not that we're striving together. That's what's available. That's what's possible, and that's what we're dealing with on Hanukkah. That's what we're entering into, to get to a place of 100% certainty, and zero room for failure. There's no time to. But first let me feel all right. Let me first get rid of my anxiety. Let me first get rid of my my depression, and then I'm going to step into the matzav and step into where I need to be in. But the answer is no. It's Menei Ubei. Part of the job of fear and failure is that it's convincing you that there is fear and failure. It has to convince you first. First, it proposes it to you, the option that I can be sad and depressed. I can also be happy, but it's proposing that. And once it's proposed, I usually will end up buying it because I'm programmed and it's natural. It feels home to me. It feels aligned with what my vibration is, and that's the difference between the person that's successful and the person that's not, that's failing, is because one is programmed to success and one is programmed to failure. But everybody has their programs to failure and success one way or another. So, which Rav Nachman talks about, that there's two ruachs, there's two spirits. There's one that is here in this realm that comes down with us, and one that's up above that we are communicating with. When you're understanding something, you're having an aha moment, it's really click, it links up, and it just aligns. And what happens is that he explains that when a person leaves this world, when a person dies, that's when these two ruachs, these two spirits get together, because this one is about to leave and this one is about to embrace. So it opens up, and that's when it's an opportunity to that's when new light. That's why when a tzaddik leaves the world, he brings down light and shefa to the whole world, and to the people next to him. They get that first, because that's when these two spirits meet. And Hanukkah is a time where these two spirits are meeting, when our higher self and our self that's here, that's locked up, the Mayim Elyonim and Mayim Tachtonim, where they meet together. Hanukkah is a time where these two things meet, and is a time for celebration. Why? Because we have the light from the Eragonis. And the light from the Eragonis is the light of the future. It's the light of the Makav. The Makav means that it's not bound to any rules or regulations, which means not rules or regulations of the Torah, Chaz v'Shalom, rules of regulations of my program, rules of regulations of my limitation, because my higher self is not limited, because it's an neshama, it's mushrish in created nishmas elikai. It's because the words, whatever it is, but that's not really the word I'm looking for. That's the word I'm looking for, but that's not the point. The point is that it's mushrish into a higher space that is above and beyond the small calculations that we have over here, that I'm programmed based on my containers, whatever was available. So Hanukkah, because we're entering into this, we're dealing with the light of the future. Therefore, we have the opportunity the magnetic field takes us out from that, and we're able to rise above. So we have Pari has a dream, right? And this week is Pari's dream. It's Parshas Miketz, and something very interesting is that Pari has a dream, but Yosef also had a dream last week, 2 weeks ago. So they're both but what's and I was looking for it, and I found that the Medrash Tanchum brought down, and on the side over there, saying that Pari's dream was influenced by Yosef's dream. Yosef created Pari's dream. Pari is still acting out the dream that Yosef. Yosef had he's in the field, and there is because there's a hunger. They're putting together wheat bundles. They're skinny. They're bundles. And Pari also has the dream about the bundles. Now about the Shebolim. Now a dream is something that is, we are in a space, and I have different, the slides. Back in the day we had the slides, and you clicked and you turned, you saw another picture, clicked another picture. We are in the same circle. There are slides, click different pictures. But we have opportunity, we have choice as to which slide. I'm going to end up in the same place, but I have a choice which slide I want to enter, which one of these tunnels I want to enter. So Pari has a dream, and he's trapped. He can't get out of it. It's a powerful dream. Clearly, he's the Melech. He's a powerful king. He's connected. He knows all this stuff, but he can't seem to get out of this dream. He's looking to enter this space. He wants to enter that tunnel, but the keys that he's been given, it's not allowing him to go. So Yosef comes, and Yosef Tzaddik is still. Remember, Yosef is Das and Pari is Das. Pari is Das Dacharaim, and Yosef is Das from the face, from the front. So he clicks with him, and he takes him into that space. He takes him into that to that tunnel, which is, at the end of the day, it's Yosef Tzaddik. He's the centerpiece of the world. The Tzaddik is Sod Elam. He's the centerpiece, which means that we said many times, more than the fact that Yosef didn't do whatever Potiphar, his wife, wanted him to do. It's more than the fact that he was holding back a very powerful energy, and he said he was holding it for himself, he was staying aligned with it. So everything comes back to the Tzaddik Yisrael. So everything comes back to the whole Pari's dream with the starvation and the lack of and all the nightmares that he was dealing with was all to take us into the Tzaddik Yisrael, and he hangs out in the Makav. It takes us all the way to the Makav, because when you're connected, you go all the way to the top to the crown, and then you rise above. So so now he has the dream, and we are in some stages in our lives, in a certain space in our life, we are stuck in the 7 years of starvation. We're stuck in the 7 years of the hunger. We're stuck in the bad part of the dream, because fear fear. It pitches the sale first. It doesn't come with you first. It gives you the option. You have an option, and then you buy it. We always end up buying it because that's what I'm trained. We're going to something that is familiar to me. If struggle is familiar, we're going to go to the struggle. The person that struggle is not familiar, is unfamiliar to him or her, is going to go to the place that's not a struggle. They're going to the place of free flow. So we're attracted. Most of the time, we're going to end up buying that. So now we are in the part of the dream, and it's being pitched to us the darkness, because once Paro realizes that Yosef, at the end of the day, we're leaving Egypt. And Yosef, there's two sides to the dream. There's the Chelik HaTov and the Chelik HaRa. There's the Chelik HaShaf and the Chelik HaVaniyas, the Ashiris and the Aniyas. There's the abundance, and then there's the lack. Once we're going into the abundance, that's where Paro loses control. Once we're going into abundance. Once the brain opens up and you're going into Das, you're going into choice, that you're choosing, you're able to make your choices, then Paro is being excluded from this, and he doesn't want us to leave Mitzrayim. So he does everything, all types of scenarios and distractions, that we stay in his world, which is fears, war, and lack of, and this is coming, and this Armageddon is coming, and all types of Meshigasan, of lower vibration. And we are going to buy it. Anti-Semitism is one of those things. They're pitching it, they're selling it. Like, anti-Semitism is on the rise. What do you think is going to happen when you put out a message like that? Somebody that has a half a brain is going to become an anti-Semite because it's a cool thing to be. That's what's being sold. They sell it like everything else. It feels familiar to the lower vibration. It feels familiar to have hate and for nothing, because that's what's familiar. And we are the suppressed ones, so we're also buying that. But remember, we are not. We're just representing something, and it's being our presentation is because we are in a lack, so we don't know how to express better our presentation only when we're coming back from a place of victim. And that's how it was programmed by Golas. But when we rise above that and we understand that there was also good days, there was also seven healthy years. There's also a time there's an akudah within our lives that there was good and there was abundance and there's flow. In the day you have a point there, it's flow and abundance. Hanukkah is a time that we're supposed to tap into the Tzad HaTov. There's also 7 fat years. There's also 7 good years. When we're talking about that Yosef HaTzadik prepared food for the hunger, doesn't mean that that he's preparing the food that I have leftover food, and once I run out of the food, then I'm out. It means that he prepared the psyche, he prepared the mindset that there is going to be there's 7 healthy years also. There's abundance. There's a place that I can tap into when I'm going into my das. I'm entering into Amunah. When we hang up with Amunah, then you're going into the Makif. And when you're in the Makif, the whole thing doesn't exist. You're floating above. Yes, there is a part of me that is trapped in my lower body. That one that's here that is dealing with the struggle. But there's also a part of me that is above that is not dealing in the struggle. It's in abundance, it's in flow, it's connected, it never lost dvekas, never lost sight. And when I have a glimpse of that, when I'm able to connect with that, then I can bring that into my hunger, to the 7 years of famine, the 7 years of starvation, and once of lack. And once I connect with that, I'm bringing in expansion into the lack. And that is what we need to pay attention to, Yosef's interpretation when he's telling him that there's the 7 fat years. And this, what I'm telling you right now, is Reb Nosson from the Torah, saying that to tap in from going to the abundance. And that's what happens, that there's the abundance and the lack. And that's what happens on Hanukkah. Because Hanukkah is 8. Hanukkah is about the number 8. The number 8 is a vibration of 100% certainty and 0% failure. There is the eighth. The 8 is like you saw the people that work with the wild animals. They're how can they work with the wild animals? Because since he's a kid, since he's young, from the onset he was around them. So his vibration, his waters don't even. There's no split. There's no crack. There's no ripple effect. There's no fear. There's no jump. There's absolute presence and comfortability. He blends in with them. When he blends in with them, when he's in that space, he's in 100% certainty. And the animal only responds to what it feels. It's a predator. So whatever it feels, it either chases or runs away. One of the two. Hanukkah is the number 8. So we have the first day pulls from the number 8 because we're heading to the number 8. So everything is based on the number 8. And the number 8 is pulling from the number 1 because it can't be 8 without being number 1. So one way or another, we're always stuck in one of the numbers from one to 7. We're stuck in our midas or 2 or 3, but we'll never make it to 8. Even if I've mastered one of my attributes, my kindness or my restraint or my balance, but I'm still balanced, I'm still restrained, and I'm still going forward in expression and kindness based on my belief system, on how I'm built. But to go into the number 8, where we're entering in a space that doesn't flinch. There's 100%, there's 0%, 100% certainty. When you're stone cold certain, then everything just going into the makva, everything evaporates. That's when you're going into the part of the dream that is abundance. So that is what that's what we're dealing with over here. That's what we're dealing with on Hanukkah. That we're opening up the channels, going into the number 8, going into the makav, going into the abundance. Okay, look, I paused it and I restarted. I thought I lost it. Good. I don't want to let the video run while I had something in my mind. So. There's when we're dealing with when we're entering in the space of the makav, we're entering in that space, you're going to feel a certain sense of disconnect. You're going to feel, you could experience not being a part of, being left out. All that is, as we mentioned previously, that in the other notes that we mentioned that. When we're elevating, when we're going up to the next level, going up a higher space, you may experience a lack of expression. So when you're feeling left out, means that there's a lack of expression. You don't have letters to what you're going through. You don't have expression to where you're at because you're upgrading. And if I go up a language, I enter a new class. I'm entering into a new space. I'm losing my. I don't know the language yet. I just went into a new grade. I'm learning a new project. I'm studying in a new project. So therefore, I have lack of expression. And the same thing is true when we go to when we're going into that space. Is that we may lose expression. So befrat on a time like Hanukkah, that we're entering in the space of the makav. We could experience something like a depression, a little bit left out, a lower vibration, is because you're going into a deeper level of stillness. Now, one of the ways, to fight a cold is when the body is weak and the body is, you feel there's aches and pains. If you go for a workout, if you go for a run, that's going to help you get there quicker because you're raising the vibration. And when we don't feel good, we're in a lower vibration. When I'm in a good mood, I can't be in a low vibration. I can only be in a low vibration. I have to nurture that low vibration. I have to nurture my pain. I have to nurture my lag. But when you step into, when you raise the heart rate and you're going into happiness and simcha, all of a sudden everything opens up, right? It's like pulling your finger out from a door that's stuck. When the finger is stuck by the door, to pull it out, you don't feel good. But if you push through, then you're able to get quicker to the other side. B'ezrat Hashem. The same goes with what we're experiencing, that we can be in a space on Hanukkah or any Yom Tov that we feel a little left out. We feel a lack of by raising the vibration, which is lighting the candles, eating donuts, and whatever else is going on. That is going to play music. That is going to raise the vibration, and that's going to align your lower with the higher. Right, so Hanukkah is a time where, I'm not sure if I said this before, V'yina Pishnaim is that when we're connecting the two spirits, we're connecting the lower and the higher. We have an opportunity when the person leaves the world. We're connecting to those two. We connect the upper spirit and the lower spirit come together. The same is true that when on Hanukkah, we do the same thing, that we're able to connect to the higher self. We're able to connect to the one above, to the part of us that is in the know, the part of us that is connected. This is what it's Nachman elaborates on that in one of the Torahs, where he's talking about that when the tzaddik leaves the world, he is able to connect to he connects his lower ruach with his higher ruach, and that's when there's an abundance in the world, and befrata his talmidim. And Hanukkah is a similar process. So have an awesome Hanukkah. Remember that you are in Hanukkah. Don't wake up the 8th day and say like, oh my gosh, this is the last day and I'm feeling like it's about to leave. Be present in the prayer. Be present in your tefillah. Be present that you are in the space right now. It's there. You're in it. It's Hanukkah. You're surrounded by it. All you got to do is just remember it. Be present to it, and you will be there. Have an awesome day, and Freilich Hanukkah.